Do you have a sense this morning as you talk to people on the ground and you talk to people across the Defense Department about how many Americans remain in Afghanistan today?
I don't think there's an exact figure, Willie. We believe we got the vast majority of American citizens out, something to the tune of 6,000 of them. And we think it's probably in the low hundreds that are still there.
So there you have it, another broken promise by President Biden, where originally he said, under no circumstance will we allow American citizens to be left behind. We are not going to leave until we have evacuated every single American citizen. Now to being, oh, well, yeah, we left probably just a few hundred behind, maybe, give or take. We don't really know for sure because he won't give us the actual numbers, right? This is, I keep saying this is a disaster, but my God, how can you get any worse than this? We've now abandoned American citizens to the Taliban. We have abandoned American citizens to terrorist groups in the Middle East. I remember when back when having 50 American citizens held captive by a terrorist group, it was a worldwide catastrophe where it cost Carter the election and got us Ronald Reagan. I'm really hoping it will be the same going forward here, where maybe this is Biden's moment, right? This is Biden's moment where he just collapses completely. Because I'll tell you this, even the left-wing media is criticizing him for this move. Some of them have tried to play some defense here, here and there a little bit, saying, well, we were supposed to get out, we should have got out, that's the good part. But almost no one's defending this idea of leaving Americans behind. All right, so even some of the people who I know who are the most anti-war of anti-war people, these are people who don't even think we should have got involved like in World War I or II, right? These are people who are anti-war to their core, are saying we need to go back and get these people out. These are our citizens, and we have now chosen to just leave them behind. This is what the president we have is currently doing, leaving American citizens behind and giving the Taliban just billions of dollars in military equipment to take control of the region. And I won't say he gave it to them, because we walked out. We didn't get rid of the Humvees. We didn't get rid of the helicopters. There's now pictures and videos of the Taliban flying Black Hawk helicopters across the city. I was told that there was no way they were going to be able to use this sort of stuff because, hey, they don't have the resources to learn. Well, guess what? They're doing it. They're using the helicopters, they're using the Humvees, they're using the weaponry, all right? We all saw, I think, that post that went up of the Taliban redoing the raising of the flag of Iwo Jima, but instead in our military gear and their flag, right? It's just insult after insult to this country. It is just unreal, to say the least, what this president has done, which makes me still wonder, is this on purpose? Is this on purpose, or is he really just this incompetent? Like, I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, the guy's clearly out of it. The guy is clearly just gone. But we have never got to a point in this country where we have abandoned hundreds of citizens to a terrorist group that we also armed and our retreat. Right? It turns out, according to the military, the Taliban actually gave us the ability to actually have full control over Kabul, and we rejected it, saying, nah, y'all can take control of it. We'll just take control of the airport. What is wrong with this administration? What is wrong with the current government? I personally think this goes back to the idea of collectivism versus individualism, right? Where we've gone so far away from the idea that every individual American life matters, to instead having this collectivist view where we go, if we sacrifice a few hundred people, what's it? It doesn't mean anything statistically for the grand scheme of things. But it does. All right, it does, because there are individual Americans who are now not knowing if they'll ever get home again. Their country has abandoned them. And you could say, well, it's only a couple hundred. I mean, well, we got millions. They keep saying, well, we evacuated over 6,000 people. We evacuated thousands of people. It's only 100 are left. Only 100, not a lot. I mean, compared to the amount of people we saved, I mean, it's not too bad, right? It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Biden made a promise that we would not leave Americans behind. Now, I know Biden breaking a promise is nothing new. But this is severe. This is just utterly evil. It's just flat out evil. These people who were stuck in Afghanistan heard that message. We will not leave you behind. We will not leave you behind. Oh, goodbye. Bye. Ran out of time, sorry. Yeah, we're leaving you behind. That is what these people heard. And frankly, that's what the rest of the world just saw. Our allies know we don't have their back. All right? Our allies know we're not there for them. Our own soldiers know that our administration does not care about them. And now our own citizens know that if the government doesn't need you, well, they'll just abandon you. Why not? You're just another number. You don't mean anything. We'll just abandon you. Why do we care? Again, it makes me wonder, is this just a way for us to get back into the Middle East? Is it? I mean, you allow the Taliban to have all this equipment. You allow them to have American hostages who are now stranded in that country. Give it time, man. Give it time. By December, we're going to see some horrendous videos come out. We're going to hear horror stories of what goes on, especially now that we're gone. Is this an excuse just to get us back in the Middle East? Now, I mean, I'm anti-war for a lot of reasons. I should say this. I'm not exactly fully anti-war. I don't think we needed to be in the Middle East. I don't think it was needed whatsoever. However, at the same time, I say, if you're going to wage war, man, go over there and kill everything that moves and just take over the whole country for ourselves. No nation building. All right, I'm okay with war if it's not nation building for the most part, because war is just a natural order of history. So we know war needs to happen. But when we go over a nation build, I am totally against that. It makes absolutely no sense. There's no reason for it. Is this a way for us to get back into it and start nation building again, saying, well, look what happened when we stopped nation building. Well, the Taliban took over. Well, instead of that, I don't know why we just don't go over there and just eradicate them. Hey, we maintain control of an air base. Anytime, a Taliban member pops his head out from under the ground, pop it back down. People made a lot of good points saying we had 2,500 troops in Afghanistan securing it, and there was no issue. I mean, that's less troops that apparently are in a lot of places in Europe. Did we really need to leave entirely? I don't know. But it seems to me like we're now going to move. We're going to see some terrible things, and the American people are going to go back and get their vengeance. The problem is the vengeance they need to be seeking is not so much against the Middle East, but against our own administration who have left these people to die. They're the ones who put these people in a situation. They're the ones who have armed the Taliban, who in turn are going to end up arming Iran just because. Where do you think all those Humvees are going to go? What do you think Taliban's going to do with it all? They're going to sell it to Iran. If you really think it's not going to happen, I got a bridge to sell you, right? It's no way that's not going to happen. No way it's not going to happen. Iran's going to go from having 50 style military equipment from the Soviet Union now up to modern military equipment, and that is terrifying. And we're going to go right back in there. I'm telling you, we're going to go right back in there. There's no doubt about it. Either way, I used to say that, Bush had a lot to blame for this. Obama had a lot of blame for this. Trump had a lot to blame for this. In a way, he was doing better than the other two. But now I just say, when you leave American citizens like this behind, no, Biden takes the majority of the blame. Biden takes the blame. There is no one other than him who should take the blame for whatever happens to these American citizens. He should be held responsible for every single American death that takes place over there from here on out, because this was the biggest failure of American foreign policy that we have seen, possibly in the history of this country, and will have ramifications for decades to come. Either way, what do you think? Leave a comment below. Like the video, of course, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you again real soon.